Hi, I'm Pastor Ernesto,
And I'm Pam Hilligy, Chairman of Stewardship Committee.
and we are so glad that you made the decision to click the link to watch this orientation video to the 2020 Giving Campaign here at St. John's. So you may wonder, why on earth are we doing this?
Well, you wouldn't do a household budget without income and outgo information. So at the church, we'll be presenting a budget in January through the council and annual meeting. So we would also like to have some anticipated giving information to offset that with the income information.
I think it's just about being responsible. For a long time, the budget has been developed here at St. John's without actually having a real number as to what the anticipated income through donations might be, your contributions. And so I think this is a kind of brave, good stewardship move in terms of being financially responsible. And we all want to be financially responsible so that with the budget that will be presented to you at the end of January, those numbers will be true.
Right.
We're also, frankly, looking for, we have some challenges next year. We will be deeply involved in the call process, and that probably has anticipated expenses of an additional $5,000 to $10,000. We're looking at making some good justice corrections to some salaries among the staff who are, in my opinion, just we're taking advantage of them, just to be blunt. I think what we're looking for is probably about $50,000 more in income, which I think is reasonable. And because we're doing it, that's why we're going to ask. We're asking this of you. And do you want to say a little bit about the narrative budget, Pam?
Well, you'll be seeing a narrative budget, which is just some information about where money goes out, more generic than the specific things we see in January. But also, we'll be seeing anticipating giving card with that, so you can make your best guess, your estimate of what you want to give to the church, and we can give those back through the offerings or mail them in, phone or email. There'll be lots of ways to get them back to us.
Whatever way you want to get it in. And this is just so important so that we will then record what the number is, and that will be reflected on the budget. I'd like to say a little bit about how do you figure out what number to put. So after you look at the narrative budget, have a conversation among yourselves in your household, or if it's just you, have a conversation with God. Pray, certainly. But then what number gives you the greatest sense of joy? What number gives you the greatest sense of joy? What amount do you put on that card that will make you the most happy? I think that's just a really good gauge. Now, it's your best guess here in December, right? So what happens, Pam, if next May someone comes in the lottery? What should they do?
Oh, they better be doubling up.
No, quadruple.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's say you lose your job. Then it's fine. The circumstances change, and life happens. So if you made the commitment and something changes, all we're asking is that you do your best.
Right. Yeah. Also wanted to let you know that planned giving helps us if it's regular. So we give through our envelopes, we give through direct withdrawal, we have the smartphone app. So those are great ways. And if you have any questions about using any of those, please let the Stewardship Committee members or office know. We'll be glad to help you.
And you always have a table, I know, on Sunday morning, right at the entrance of the chapel. So if you have any questions, there's someone at that table to answer your questions. Now, here's kind of one of the secrets that we don't talk about at church. Do you know that most of the money that comes in for the operating account is in November and December? People are profoundly generous, end-of-year contributions and things like that. And then we get about 75 to 80% of the income for the expenses in the spring, and then in summer it's heart palpitation time. And then once the program year starts again, then the money starts coming in, and then we're relieved. Now, this year we were blessed in that we never had to hold a bill. Everything was paid on time, but I'll tell you, some of those summer months were kind of hard. We'd like to avoid that. And so if you could please find a way, if it makes sense for your household, to regularize your giving. So once a week, every other week, once a month, twice a year, just so that we know, that would be really, really, really great. And that way, like if you do like an automatic withdrawal out of your bank, where the bank just sends a check automatically to the church, then you can go on vacation and not have to.
Yeah.
Well, you could. No, I want them to think about us.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
But I can
'cause-
be on vacation and I know it happens.
Right.
And I can be in the choir and not wonder where my envelope is.
Right. So anyways, there's a narrative budget that's going out. We're pretty excited about it because it's pretty exciting about what our life together here is at St. John.
Yes.
And the stewardship committee is available to answer any questions. And we pray for your generosity and so grateful for who you are and what you offer, not only at St. John's, but here in Beatrice.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a great day.
it's a great day.